In the year 2040, we are introduced to Mia and Aaryan. From the outside, they appear to be the ideal pair. They register to have a child, and in the morning, a woman named Virginia arrives. She is a government-appointed assessor, assigned to evaluate them for a full 7 days. Virginia is a cold, strict, almost machine-like assessor. She moves into their home, observing every detail of their lives, how they communicate, resolve conflicts, and even small things like who does the dishes. She asks about everything in detail. Because Earth has already entered an era of crisis, the population is tightly controlled, resources are dwindling, and the government decides who is allowed to have children. There is no longer the freedom to simply marry and have kids. Everything must go through the assessment, a kind of life test that determines whether someone is worthy of becoming a parent. There are interview tests, personality tests, and Virginia begins asking for details about their home. This is Aaryan's workspace. He is a technology professor, and whatever Aaryan imagines can become reality. He works on evaluating and perfecting that technology, and she doesn't forget to check Mia's workplace either. Mia is a botanist who has spent almost her entire life in that greenhouse. Virginia also states one more thing. She must check their urine, sperm samples, and every single aspect of their lives without exception. Even during their intimate moments, Virginia will evaluate how close they are to each other. The next day, they all gather in the dining room, and now Virginia starts behaving like a child. This is one of the tests given to Mia and Aaryan. How would they respond to a difficult, disobedient child who often causes frustration? Mia, with a raised tone, orders Virginia to be quiet, which angers her. Meanwhile, Aaryan appears more emotionally stable. Virginia's behavior becomes truly irritating. She throws a spoon that injures Aaryan. Mia tends to his wound, but when they return to the kitchen, they find the room completely trashed by Virginia. The couple search for her and find Virginia in Aaryan's workspace, dancing to blaringly loud music. Aaryan gets angry and tells her to stop. It turns out this was part of the test, to see whether they would have the courage to discipline their child in the future if their request to have one were approved. Virginia then returns to normal. Not long after, a package arrives containing a Rubik's Cube or a toy house. In this test, Virginia once again takes on the role of a child to test the couple's readiness. Days go by normally. Aaryan is working when Virginia comes to him asking to play. Mia sees this and feels happy, joining in as well. They play together at the beach, building sandcastles and imagining how wonderful it would be to have a real child someday. Without realizing it, Virginia disappears. Mia searches frantically and finds her unconscious on the shoreline after nearly drowning. They decide to go home, but Virginia, acting spoiled, demands to be carried. Aaryan obliges even though his back is no longer as strong as it once was. Soon, he can't continue carrying her, and once again, Virginia throws a tantrum, refusing to go inside. Mia, trying to be the good mother, gently persuades her. Mia bathes her, takes care of her, and even kisses her as though she were her own daughter. Later, Aaryan finds a letter containing a dinner invitation, but not to a restaurant. Instead, it will be held right in their home. With full preparation, they cook, tidy up, and dress well, including Virginia. That night, all the guests arrive. They are Mia's family, who might have been sent to sabotage their test. During the pleasant conversation, Virginia suddenly goes to Mia's mother, climbs onto her lap, and asks to hear a story, calling her Grandma. But then Virginia wets herself, angering Mia's mother, who instinctively calls her a rude child. Feeling her daughter was insulted, Mia slaps her own mother. Here we clearly see that Mia has already formed a deep emotional bond with Virginia, treating her as her own child. Afterwards, Mia and Aaryan comfort each other, determined to stay strong together. Late at night, Virginia goes to the couple while they are sleeping. She says she cannot sleep. While Virginia is with Mia, Mia receives a call that her younger sibling is in the ICU with a critical illness. Because of this, Mia asks Aaryan for permission to go see her sibling, since she is the only family they have left. Aaryan is conflicted, worried about how this will affect their 7-day test. Virginia warns that if Mia leaves, the test will be cancelled. But Mia insists and decides to go. That night, with no one else around, Virginia approaches Aaryan. She flirts with him, saying she can't sleep, but soon escalates to seducing him, testing his loyalty. This time, Aaryan fails the test. He cannot control his desire, and they end up succumbing to it. But in reality, Mia never left. She had only hidden nearby. She later reveals that the hospital had called the wrong person with the same name as her sibling. While Aaryan works, Mia tells him she's going swimming and asks him to watch Virginia. Mia's behavior has changed. She is becoming colder and more distant. Virginia comes to Aaryan asking to play, but he is busy with his work. So Virginia plays alone, carving in the ground and then wandering into Mia's greenhouse. She touches many things, including a valve that releases gas, filling the room. A spark ignites, causing a massive fire. Virginia can only wait helplessly inside. Mia senses something is wrong and rushes to the greenhouse, terrified because Virginia is still inside. With the instinct of a true mother, Mia bravely enters the burning greenhouse to save Virginia. After the incident, Virginia announces the results of their 7-day assessment, whether or not they are allowed to have a child. The result shows they are not ready. Their request to adopt a child is rejected. This drives Mia into a stressed, depressive laughter, devastated that her life's dedication to the greenhouse has gone to waste. Not wanting to dwell in sorrow, Aaryan takes her to his visualization room, where they find the baby they had always longed for. But Mia quickly realizes that the baby is fake. It doesn't even have a scent. She leaves it behind and goes to confront Virginia in real life. Virginia is shocked. Mia meeting her directly is a serious violation, and Mia could be arrested by the government. There, Mia pours out her feelings, confessing that during the 7-day test, she truly developed a bond with Virginia, even though it was only an act. In reality, Virginia is a rigid person who doesn't know how to express emotions. Virginia then reveals that she is forced to follow all government orders, with the promise that she herself would be granted a child if the population decreased. Now, Virginia is seen starting a new assignment as an assessor again. But under immense pressure, she decides to end her life. The film closes with Mia shown imprisoned, while Aaryan runs around with a small child, most likely just a hologram he created himself. A tragic ending,